Today we are meeting with Jason on his fantastic Ford Mach-E GT. Something special about this one outside of the livery. The suspension has been fully cut and replaced with airbags, and you are probably the first one to actually full-on modify the GT. So tell us everything about your build.
Yeah, so like you said, obviously the first thing I did was the Golf livery. It was a choice. There was going to be people that didn't like the idea that I was putting a Golf oil company on an EV, but honestly, it's had a great reception. People seem to like it.
As a Ford, it just makes sense to do it. So,
and especially a GT.
Yeah, I'm sure plenty of people did renderings, but making it happen was just fantastic.
Yeah, so when I did this, immediately when I ordered the car, I knew that I wanted to slam it. And I went to a couple different companies. People were intimidated. It's an electric car. It's all-wheel drive. There's a lot of pieces that nobody understood. And so I found Slammered, Inc. in Pompano. And Slammered kind of is the guy that people go to when they have the bizarre thing they want to do. So Slammered and I agree, the only way we're going to do it is if we can lay the battery flat on the ground. In order to make that happen, it took 6 weeks and a lot of custom work on his part. So we took the suspension completely out, reworked it, had to redesign the A-arms. But the goal was to be able to lay the battery, and we were able to do it. She definitely sits low.
Tell us about the suspension or the air system that you used.
Yep. So we used the components, the pumps, the tanks, the controls are all Airlift Performance. Again, the actual bags themselves are Airlift Performance, but the struts are all custom built, the mounts are all custom built.
Did you reach out to Ford and other sponsors?
Yeah. So at first it was scary. You never know how the manufacturer is going to react to you modifying a car, especially a lot of the Teslas. A lot of them don't have the Tesla support. So I did not reach out to Ford. I did reach out to some, I reached out to Vossen, Yokohama Tires. They've been really good in supporting me in my build. But the first time I had to take the car in for warranty work at Ford, I was nervous. And
did they like it?
They did. And not only at the dealership where, their answer to me is, hey, look, every F-150 and F-250 going down the highway has been modified. We still support them. But the first time I took it to an Electrified Expo event in Miami last year, representatives from Ford came and found me and said, hey, we want you to know that your car is posted up in some of our employees' offices. And Ford has been super supportive.
Nice.
They've actually reached out to me to help them start moving the custom EV space forward. So it got a great reception.
Do you have any other partners or sponsors?
Like I said, Vossen, Yokohama Tires has been great to us. Signature Customs, so I know those guys have been really, really great to help me move this needle forward. And then obviously it couldn't have been done without Slammer having the vision to do it.
So if you were to start again, what would you do? Would you do the exact same thing, or no? With your experience, would you be able to recommend to someone maybe choose another option or another route?
Listen, it's an addiction, right? So there's always something we want to do. Of course, I've always got the plan for what's the next modification. I really love the way the car came out. It's won almost every event I've been to. Actually, every event I've been to with it, it's won at least some kind of trophy. People love it. I love it. But it's an addiction. I've got drawings on my computer for other EVs that aren't Mach-E's. I don't know that I would do anything different with the Mach-E other than, again, my future growth, but I would definitely do another build if I could afford it.
Did you do any performance modifications, say the brakes?
So the car came with Brembo brakes, so it's got great, got great braking. It's got great performance. It's fast enough. It's quick. So as far as performance, nope, no upgrades there. It's mostly all aesthetics. Audio, I love good music, so I did build a custom sound.
Let's check out the trunk. Is there any option to get more power out of the original unit?
So there isn't. There's been some people that have approached me and said they had some ideas. The big issue with more performance is that's more heat generated. And so the biggest thing I think before we start modifying power is modifying the cooling system to handle the power. So just a quick, custom sound system I did in my garage. I like to tinker. I love to play. It's one of the things I love about the group at Ruined is everybody's always playing and tinkering and sharing ideas, but we all like to work on our cars. And people, I've had custom trucks and Jeeps and old cars and old motorcycles. People are like, oh, but you can't work on these. Well, you can.
Yeah.
You can tinker with it. I'm in my garage half my weekend tinkering, playing. What can I make different? That's part of the hobby.
Did you talk to any
one owning a traditional Mustang, and what's their position since you've modified it as a Golf one?
You know, it's funny. There was a lot of pushback at first from the traditional Ford families. I still get a lot of it's not a real Ford. It's not a real Ford.
Well, it has a blue oval, not on the front, obviously. It has a Mustang, so it's even more of a Mustang than a Ford.
It is, and so what's funny is that, you know, my default answer to that typically is, I know it's not a real Mustang. It's faster.
That
People
works.
always love that answer.
Yeah,
But I think that, you know, especially with the way I've modified it, I have had some people that just love it, and there are certainly people out there that don't like that Ford called it a Mustang, and I get that. I understand it, but hey, it's a performance car. It's a fast car. It's a nimble car. It's a Mustang.
Speaking about Mustang and traditional one, classic one in particular, have you ever considered converting a classic Mustang?
So I would love to do a conversion one day. I think that I've always loved classic cars. I've always loved to tinker. I have absolute dreams of doing a conversion.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would probably pick the Mustang as my platform. I really love old classic trucks and some of the classic, 1960s Ford.
Oh,
pickup
100,
trucks that were
150, yeah, nice.
amazing.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
drool over them. I've also, if money was no object, I got a couple of things I would convert to really upset the people.
And I understand the club is also now opening to convert it to EV classic cars.
Absolutely, yeah. So we have a couple that are in now, and we're looking for more. One of the big precursors to being part of Ruin is you do need to mount airbags.
Yeah.
And so now we're having to find classic cars that have been converted and also airbags.
Yeah.
There are a couple out there, and a couple of the ones that have just come on the scene that I've seen recently at a couple of electric expo events are incredible.
Let's go back to your car and its body kit. I don't think we've mentioned it, but I've noticed this car is being used and abused a little bit. So first of all, what body kit did you use? And yeah.
So again, being one of the first guys to modify the Mach-E, there wasn't the aftermarket for him. So Maxton Design makes a body kit for the non-GT version.
Okay.
So the side skirts worked for me, the front lip did not. So I actually had to modify a kit. So we took a kit, cut it apart, fiberglass over it.
Yeah.
It is used and abused. This is my only car. This is my daily driver. If you look in the back seat, my daughter's car seat's back there. And because she's my daily driver, she has to go over speed bumps and down steep inclines, and she's on air suspension. Of course, that helps, but she's a loved car. But I always say it just adds to the race car theme.
Oh, it does work.
I feel like if you're driving a race car, they need to have some bruises from the track.
There's one more thing we haven't mentioned, but you not only have customized your GT, but also your kicks.
Yep, gotta have the kicks, gotta have the matching kicks. The funny story about the kicks, everybody says, oh, you had kicks made to match your car. Actually didn't. Actually took the kicks to signature and we picked the materials to match the kicks exactly.
Wow.
So technically the car matches the sneakers, not the sneaker matches the car. So, I travel for a living, so I don't get to as many shows as I would like, but I definitely plan to show it as much as possible, get it out there in the public. So we'll be probably at Wrenchworks in Tampa in early December. Probably going to try to head out to Austin again this year for the Electrite Expo event in Austin. Last year was incredible, so going to maybe try to get it out there again. The dream of all the car builders is to one day have your car in SEMA. So maybe one day you'll see me in SEMA.
That'd be fantastic to see you, and I know it would be a big commitment because this is again your daily driver, so
yeah.
it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, that's all right. We can rent the car. We can rent the car for SEMA.
We'll make it happen. Jason, thank you so much. Guys, if you like what you saw today, let us know in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up and let us know if you want to see more Mach-E's. We'll check them out.